Well, it's that time again. Let's walk in faith, talk about anime, and grow together. Welcome to Reb's Otaku Talk. Hey Otaku family, welcome back to Reb's Otaku Talk, the podcast where faith and fandom collide. I'm your host Reb, and with me are my co-hosts K2.
Howdy, howdy.
And Raver Mom.
Hi.
And this is Season 3, The Character of Characters. In this season, we'll be taking a deep dive into the hearts, minds, and moral journeys of some of the most unforgettable characters in anime. This season, we're going beyond the battles, beyond the art, and beyond the hype. We're breaking down what truly makes a character compelling, their choices, their struggles, their growth, and what their stories can teach us about purpose, identity, and perseverance. From heroes to villains, side characters to legends, we'll explore how character shapes a story and how it can shape ours. So power up, press play, and get ready, because this is Reb's Otaku Talk. Let's get started. In today's episode, we're going to take a look at our favorite creators, our favorite voice actors, our favorite writers and artists, and we're going to talk about how their character shows through the characters that they create, and just how they create the characters in general. We talk a lot about the characters, we talk a lot about their creations, but very rarely do we talk about their creators and how they can portray the character or how the character comes across in different types of media. And I think that this season we are at a area where we can do that, because we got one of us who's digging deeper into manga, one of us who's stuck on just the anime end of it, which I'm guilty, and then one who's, more on the video game aspect. And I think that gives us a unique situation where we can talk about the differences portrayed between all the different types of media and how they bring life to the characters. And I think that, it's important to note behind it that, we are created by a creator. And in Genesis, it says that we are created in their image, which means that a piece of God, whether it's appearance or anything else, and our character, is a part of us. There's a piece of the creator in us. And I think that with the art and the video games and the stories and everything that are created, there's a piece of the creator that we can see in the mangas and the animes and the video games. Even if we don't know them, we've never met them, we don't know their names, a lot of times you can just get a feel for the character that they put into their creation. And that's what I want to talk about today. And, at some points, the differences between the different types of media, because it's interpreted in all different ways. So, K2, do you have a favorite creator, voice actor, or anything like that?
I don't really pay attention to the creator, the voice actor, the writer, because I'm horrible with names, so to me they all just kind of blend together. So I don't even really bother paying attention to that.
So all the creators look the same?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a different way. Here's a different way to approach it. Between playing like a video game and watching a show or reading a manga that video game is based off of, can you tell a difference between the way the characters are built?
It depends on for me, it's the writing. I think the actor doesn't really play that big of a role in it. For me, I think it's the script writing of what it is. That's the person that really brings the character alive.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Because the voice actor can only give voice to the character so far. And they can kind of play with the personality just a little bit, but they are...
But for the most part, the words are coming from the writer, not the VA.
Yeah, and it also goes along with the story, the character's backstory, and how that's written on how they're portrayed. Have you ever played a video game that's based on like a movie or an anime or a book?
Outside of the Lord of the Rings strategy games, I not really know.
Oh, okay. Do the strategy games for Lord of the Rings really give a story, or is that just like a board game?
You play through the story of the books. If I remember,
Okay.
it's been a long time since I played them.
I got you. Is there like different aspects from the books to the game?
I don't think so. I think it followed the movie pretty much. If I remember, it's been like 10, 15 years since I played it. So.
Jeez, it's been a while.
Yeah.
You're like first person shooter.
Yeah,
right?
for the most part, yeah.
Raver Mom.
Yes.
I'm kind of excited to hear what you have to say because you've been reading the Demon Slayer mangas and you've kind of pointed out certain things that are a little different to me in them. Like the way stuff is worded and stuff like that.
Oh.
Do you, between the manga and the anime, story-wise, is it frame by frame, or can you tell a difference?
Well, in the anime, there's definitely more. I feel like the fight scenes are extended
Okay.
a lot more.
Which, I mean, makes sense.
Yeah, and that does make sense because when you're reading the manga, you go frame by frame, and some of the action scenes, there's like it skips.
Okay.
I mean, because it's not motion, so it's like the before, and then you have one where it's like a 3-in-1 because you're kind of seeing like the character flip or the character move, and it's all in one.
Yeah.
And then you have another one where they might be like just the face and there's speak bubbles, and then another one where it's like. So in the anime, I mean, if you say anime versus manga, I mean, there's going to be more in the anime just because it makes it more fluid.
Okay. And
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you see a like a difference in the way the characters are between the two?
Not really. Which, of course, when I watched the Demon Slayer on like the show, we did dubbed.
Yeah.
And then when we went into the Infinity Castle, it was subbed, so we had the actual like Japanese voice actors. I did notice a difference in those two, but between the American dubbed and the manga, I don't feel like there's much of a like feeling difference, like the way the characters are portrayed. I do think the American voice actors do an amazing job. And that's just speaking because of meeting Bryce Papenbrook that does Inosuke for the American dubbed. He portrays Inosuke very well compared to manga. And it makes me honestly want to see the sub version just to see how well those voice actors are, especially after seeing the Infinity Castle Part 1 because of how amazing they did.
Okay. So on between seeing the subbed for Infinity Castle and the dubbed for everything else, would you say that they portray the characters differently?
A little bit, but I also think that's just because of the different cultures.
Okay, so
Like, I feel like maybe there's because with Japanese voice actors, I mean, they understand that culture a whole lot better than the American voice actors are going to, plus they live it. So I feel like that because that's their lifestyle, I feel like that kind of gives them almost like an extra perk or an extra life kind of thing, because they can understand it. I mean, we can only understand what other people go through and other people's culture the best to our abilities. And like I said, the American voice actors do an amazing job, but I feel like it gives the Japanese voice actors are given more of an edge because they can like they really understand it a whole lot more. But I don't think it takes away from anything.
if anything, I guess my opinion would be from watching the same thing you did. We watched subbed Infinity Castle and the anime. I think that like my personal opinion, I think that the American actors are a little bit more intense.
Really?
I think that, like, not intense as in, like, darkening the mood, but like intense in almost like a comedic personality. 'Cause whenever I hear the Japanese version, I think samurais. I think, even the voice actors watching some of the extras on other animes, they're always very, like, intense in the face and very aggressive. And then you go to, like, American voice actors and they're intense, but it's, they're not, like, bearing down and serious in the face. They're bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and woohoo,
Well, I also think that's a culture thing too.
I think that it's culture, and it also comes from just American style cartoons. I
Right.
think is another big part of it.
Yeah, because a lot of us and a lot of voice actors and stuff like that grew up with like Bugs Bunny and Looney Tunes and I mean things like that. And I honestly think there's a line where even American voice actors are going to struggle with being as intense as Japanese voice actors just because of that culture line. But again, it doesn't make me not want to watch either one of them. It makes me honestly want to watch, the subbed more just because of how much I enjoyed seeing Infinity Castle.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's a cool perspective change. Because of the fact that I'm impatient and I didn't want to wait for the dubbed version of MF Ghost to come out for season 3, I pushed myself to watch the sub. And I feel like the dialogue, even if you turn the English subtitles on to the dubbed version, the dialogue's different.
The dialogue is a little different.
And
Yeah.
I feel like in the subbed, more details given. Like it's almost like they over-explain a little bit.
Well, and honestly, that's a language issue.
Yeah.
Because when you speak Spanish, you don't put as much in it. Same thing when you do sign language. You don't put as much in it. There's not that much hand motion. So that's a language thing.
But I think that also can change the perspective of a character.
It can.
Because watching the dubbed version of MF Ghost, Kaneda, who's the lead character, he's seen as this shy, intense guy. And he's almost his personality is almost double-sided. But whenever I watched the sub version of it, there wasn't so clear of a line between the two. His personality kind of streamed straight through to me. It wasn't, I'm one way outside of the car, one way in the car. No, I'm one way, period. And I think that kind of defines the character a little bit more. And I think that it can change the character up, which makes me wonder, okay, did the creator of this create him to be one-dimensional? Or was this character created to be two-dimensional? And two-dimensional, to me, can create a certain depth to a character's character.
Right.
But whenever you got a character who's just a single depth, then it's like, how far can this guy's character actually go? To me, it's almost like a stronger character trait if they can be single dimensional versus multi-dimensional where they're all over the place.
Well, I will tell you, because Demon Slayer is not the only manga that I've read. I think I'm 50 chapters into One Piece. I could be more than that. I don't know. Because I've hopped back and forth. Plus, I stopped and started reading the Apothecary Diaries as well. But I have seen more differences between the manga and anime of One Piece than I have of Demon Slayer, to be honest. And I'm not talking the subbed version. I'm talking the
Dub.
oh my gosh, I'm not talking subbed because I haven't seen any subbed for One Piece. But the dubbed version, like Zoro, we call him Zoro in America, but in the manga, it's Zolo.
Yeah.
You know, like right there. Zoro's character is a lot more standoffish, I feel. He's detached. There we go. I think that's a better word. He's more detached. Like, he still shows like a little care for his teammates.
Yeah.
Or for, you know, his
Yeah.
shipmates, but I still feel like there's a detachment. Like, he's not as close in the manga to them. Like, he doesn't show, you know how like in the anime, like he shows like he actually cares for people.
Yeah.
In reality, like on the outside he's hard as a rock, but on the inside he's a softie.
Yeah.
I don't get that really from the manga. But again, I'm literally only 50 chapters in, so
Well,
I feel like that's not a lot.
with One Piece, you have the creator who creates the manga. He also has a huge hand in creating the anime. And now he's also got a massive hand in creating the live action.
Yep.
And between all three of them, the story and the characters are different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way they're portrayed, completely different. Their attitudes, their demeanors, the literal characteristics between all three of them are completely different.
And that's what worries me about the whole thing with them doing wanting to do the live action for Demon Slayer, because of the fact that so far they have had such a common characters from the manga to the anime, whether it's subbed or dubbed, that it, you know, is it going to be different whenever they do the live action? Unlike One Piece, I mean, honestly, I personally love how Demon Slayer's names, the characters of the names, even the characters of the, not just the Demon Slayer core members, but the demons themselves, the people, like all of it, all the names are the same.
Yeah.
But in One Piece, like it bothers the mess out of me. And that's probably one of the reasons why I don't like reading it, is because of Zolo's name change. Like, it aggravates me. I'm like, because to me, there's no, like, why? What was the purpose of that? Because to me, I don't see a good reason for it.
The reason why they did that is because in Japanese phonetics, the L makes an R sound.
Okay, so put it as Zolo still and say it the correct way.
I'm just saying that's the whole thing. Like we did the whole how to pronounce Ghibli thing last season.
Well, and I understand that, but still, I feel like if you're gonna do it, you need to do it the right way.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion. I don't know much.
Now, you brought up Bryce, and you've talked about Bryce quite a bit over the past few episodes. What do you think he brings to Inosuke's character?
Honestly, I feel like that voice actor does a very good job at bringing how crazy Inosuke can be sometimes. Because even in the manga, like, his voice bubbles are like all capital letters, all like pointed, and like you can tell like he is screaming it, or he's, you know, like when he does fight me, or what did he call himself? He was yelling at Tenjin, and he was like, "God of the festivals, do something!" You know, like he was very, very like aggressively intense at that moment, and I feel like Bryce did an amazing job at bringing that out into the actual character. And then even when we went and did the sub of Infinity Castle, you could tell that was Inosuke. Like, you didn't even have to be looking. Like, you knew that was Inosuke speaking.
Yeah.
Because it sounded very similar. It literally sounded like a Japanese voice, at least for me.
Yeah, now I think the people who do the voice of Inosuke on either side,
Yeah,
their intensity matches.
yeah, very much so. And even, I mean, I am currently ending the, in the manga, I'm currently ending the entertainment district. And so when Tenjin went to the, oh my goodness, the Butterfly Mansion, and he was grabbing, you know, the little girls and stuff like that, and Tanjiro was coming up and stuff like, and everything, even Tenjin's character, where he was, you know, the whole thing, where he was gonna take them, and you know, Tanjiro was like, you need to stop that, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, Zenitsu shows up and Inosuke shows up. And they're literally about to beat this Hashira for being mean to these little girls and whatnot. And just his attitude of flashy and, you know, I'm the flashiest and I'm the god of the festivals. Like, just that attitude is portrayed very well in the anime compared to the manga.
And do you think the voice actors in that give a different character to the characters versus the manga, or do you think they intensify it? Do you think they weaken it?
No, I don't. I think they do a very good job of taking what Demon Slayer's creator did and honoring exactly what he did.
Okay.
I feel like I mean, whether it's of, you know, the American version or what they did in Infinity Castle with the few that fought in part 1 so far, I feel like on both ends they did a very, very good job of honoring what, and I don't know how to say his name, so I'm horrible at that, but honoring what he created. Like, I really do, because you get from whenever they did the Hashira meeting, when they came and they had to bring Tanjiro after the Rui fight, you know, with the Spider Family on the mountain, like, they all gathered at the main, they had their first Hashira meeting, they were all gathered, and they went through each Hashira, and they were introducing each one of them, and I feel like even that scene in the anime was very, I mean, almost identical. The only difference was it's manga, you know, clip by clip by clip, versus the fluid of a cartoon or an anime, so to speak. But even that, bringing each Hashira, their attitude, you know, like, it came across very, very well.
Honestly, I think that's a strong suit for short mangas.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the animes that are made based off of them are more accurate to the manga.
Yeah. Yeah, it honestly, so far, and I just finished volume 10 out of 23, and like, I finish them and then I want to go to the next one. Like, I so far have not found anything that turns me off of wanting to read them, unlike One Piece. Every time Zolo comes across the page, I'm like, I gotta, no.
I used to read Naruto in the Show and Jump magazines. And I've actually still got one. And to read the Naruto mangas in the Show and Jump magazine and watch the show, there's so much different between the two that I almost feel like the anime loses some of the story. And whenever they do that, I think that the character loses it loses depth. And you know, whenever they do that, the creator of the anime, I feel like they need to do extra stuff, like they need to add on to it, or they need to change up the character traits of the character just to bring interest to them, because they've ripped it out of them by shortening the story, or by skipping a scene, so to speak. You know, oh, this little detail is not worth being in there, but then when you get down the road, that little detail was very important.
Yeah, that little detail. Well, I will tell you, so far with Demon Slayer, I haven't found anything in the manga that wasn't in the anime.
That's nice to hear.
So, and I'm on volume 10, so I'm almost halfway. So, or no, I'm on volume 11. So, I mean, honestly, I was a little worried about that, because, you know, when you read a book, when you read a novel, there's a lot missing. Not just like details, but like you said, like there are parts or important pieces that are needed down the road that are missing. And I was very leery about starting in even reading manga, just because I was like, I don't want to see it. You know, it's one of those, you see the show and then you don't, or you see the movie and you don't want to read the book.
Yeah.
So that's what I was worried about with Demon Slayer, because we watched the whole thing. We went and saw Infinity Castle. The only reason why I wanted to do the manga is because I am very impatient and I want to know what happens. So I'm reading it, but I literally have not found anything missing so far. Every scene that is in the manga is in the show.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if the live action actually takes off, they take a note from that.
I will say, so far with One Piece as well, I haven't noticed much of a difference.
I think
either.
with One Piece, you're not really going to see much of a difference till you get further down the road.
Yeah.
I'm hoping
And
there's not.
I'm hoping that them going to a season-a-year basis versus doing these huge, long arcs, because the whole thing behind it is one, Ichiro Oda gets to slow down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He gets to tend to his health more.
Yeah.
But he's excited about it because he can be more attentive to the detail.
Yeah.
And in both the manga and in the anime.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hoping that accuracy comes back.
Yeah.
That way we can see the story as, he originally envisioned it, versus the rush of media where they got, we got to hurry up and get this episode out. Or if we miss something, we miss something. And not saying that they don't put passion into it, but once you start having to rush stuff is going to be missed. And I'm hoping that them slowing down what we are getting from Demon Slayer, what Raver Mom's getting from Demon Slayer, will come back to One Piece. Mm-hmm. So you said you don't do creators or follow anything like that.
Pretty much, yep.
What would you say your favorite, I want to say work, your favorite like anime or video game or manga is?
My favorite is probably going to be Hellsing Ultimate. The setting, the characters, the story to it. Plus, it was one of the first animes that I watched, so it has that nostalgia factor to it.
The Raver Mom, anime, manga, video game, actor. What would you say is your favorite so far out of your life experience? What would you say is your favorite part or favorite thing?
Well, I mean, it currently is Inosuke, and just because, I mean, I'm still new to actually watching things and reading things, but I would say Momo from Apothecary Diaries is probably a close second.
Wow.
She's fun.
Now I feel like I need to get into the Apothecary Diaries.
It's fun, light. It's good palate cleanser.
Yeah.
So you've watched it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You've watched it?
Yeah.
Well, I've only read.
Okay.
So I've only read because I wanted to. So with Demon Slayer, I watched it, then I'm reading it,
Right.
and Apothecary Diaries, I wanted to do the opposite,
Okay.
just to kind of see, if there was a difference. But so yeah, like I got done reading not season, but the book 2 or whatever, chapter 2 or whatever. However, the Crunchyroll thing has it. But when I got to that, I was like, at the end, I'm like, are you serious? Like, I wanted to know more. Because Momo was about to do something.
So do they only have 2 volumes
So
for
far,
that in Crunchyroll?
Mm-hmm. Because because season 3 is coming out. They're going to do a part 1 and part 2 for season 3. And when that in October of this year, I think is when book 3 comes out, or volume 3, or however they have it, I think. So
Those must be some pretty thick volumes.
it's, I mean,
if they were able to make a season out of a single volume.
Well, let me.
Well, because it's a light novel. It's not a manga.
Oh, okay, so it's a novel.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you guys are speaking Greek.
It's a thicker book.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I'm doing it on my phone, and this last one ends with 23 chapters.
Yeah, that's a thick one.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get to the info thingy. Yeah. So book 1 is 1. Well, see, here's the thing. This is the weird part. The way that it does it is it's 1 to 50. And then 51 to 53. So I don't know what that means. All I know is that this last one is up it's 53. So whatever that is, I don't know, and I don't care because I'm reading it digitally. So
Yeah, it's basically a thick graphic novel.
Yeah.
It from the sound of it, it reminds me of the way the Akira graphic novels are. They're just huge. But they have a lot of information, a lot of detail, and you can actually build something from it. And that's kind of cool, though.
I am worried though, because some of I don't know if it's people inferring things, or because of course it's the anime that's becoming really popular right now, just like Solo Leveling was.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of people that are inferring certain things that I don't get from the manga. So I'm really hoping that the anime is not different. I really am.
I'm wondering if they took creative liberties on the anime.
Yeah, that is my worry. So, but we'll see. Either way, I'm really excited. I am destined to not watch any of the anime until I'm done with the manga. So we shall see how that lasts.
Okay.
We shall see.
Yeah, whenever we were at the Brick City Anime Festival, and I had just got done watching the Unwanted Undead. I forgot the full thing of the title of it. They've only released a single season, and it was a very short season of this anime, and I thought it was longer, and I thought it looked interesting, so I started looking for the books at the Brick City Anime Festival, and come to find out that the graphic novels are not Japanese. So it was very weird, and they were all extremely small and extremely short. It was like you take a regular manga and take half of a manga, and that's what the volumes look like for these little graphic novels. And honestly, I don't think they put near as much detail into that anime that they could have. Yeah, very tiny book. Makes me understand very tiny seasons. But it's pretty crazy to see again those differences. I think for me meeting the creators and the actors and the music artists and everything directly, for me, gives a different point of view. Just to, like Raver Mom was talking about Bryce and Inosuke, and I think it was 2 episodes ago where Raver Mom was talking about how Bryce kind of puts his everyday life into his characters, and it creates that realistic character trait to his characters, which I think is really cool. And I think for me, meeting the voice actors directly kind of builds that for me and gives me a different appreciation for what comes from the characters of these animes. One person that we met that was very it was very profound to me was whenever we, for a very short stint of time, lived in Georgia. And Raver Mom, she comes up to me randomly one day and she goes, "Hey, guess who's building a studio down the street?" I was like, "Who?" You know, like we were a quarter mile from downtown. And she's like, "You know the guy who created Doug? Yeah, he's putting a studio up down the street." And I was just at awe at the fact
cool.
that, you know, it's like I'm within the proximity of this guy, you know. But whenever we met him, he was not what I expected. We got to meet him during a soft opening of a studio, and to hear him talk about where Doug came from. I mean, you see the specials and stuff that were on Nickelodeon about how he created Doug, but to actually get the full story, you see so much of himself in Doug after you actually hear him tell you where it came from. And he actually gives the detail and everything like that. And at that point, watching Doug is almost like watching a part of his life. And it's really cool, and to learn how different areas where he built the character and certain things that he put into the show to keep that character going and to keep to keep people wondering. And I think that's the coolest thing about talking about all of these animes and stuff like that, is we're wondering what's next. We're wanting more. We are craving more of the story. And I think one of the coolest things that that I got to ask him and get the answer to in Doug's first movie, the number one question that everybody mailed into the studio, because they did the top 10 questions, the number one was when Doug was going to kiss Patty. And I walked up to him and I was like, "Be real with me. When was Doug going to kiss? You know, when was that going to happen?" One, he divulged that there's 30 unreleased episodes in the Disney Vault.
Wow.
So there's a whole season we didn't get. Two, he said that Doug and Patty were never going to kiss. And the reason why he did that was because as the social media age developed and YouTube started happening, people would make their own stories and scenarios of how they thought it was going to happen. And it was such a boost of creativity that he's like, "I can't kill it. I can't kill other people's creativity." So I never planned on having them do it, because there's thousands upon thousands of stories that people have written on Doug and Patty's first kiss. He goes, "But I never wrote one." And I think that speaks a lot to his character, and that's kind of portrayed in Doug's character as well. How even whenever Doug made a mistake or something like that, he never wanted to kill somebody else's thought or creativity. That just wasn't him. And that's just one really big example for me of seeing that character trait move into the work and actually being able to see it firsthand. And I think that's pretty awesome. And I also think that speaks again to the fact that we are created in God's image. And to know that we are created in His image should really make us feel amazing. It should make us feel like the most incredibly special things on the planet. Because we are created in God's image. Whenever He sent His Son down to earth to die for us, He was re-solidifying those original character traits that He was instilling in Adam and Eve, and reteaching us what we were made to do, and showing us the character traits of the Father, to continue portraying. He was wanting to basically reboot the creation. We are like we are human 2.0. And I think that is an amazing thing, that we can see these different character traits in all different forms of media, and it's what gives the story depth. And the character traits that we have given to us by God the Father, that we use every day of our lives, gives our story depth. And I think that's pretty amazing. Alright, question time. Do you believe that you can pass on a character trait to another?
You mean like teach it to somebody?
Yeah. Teach it or influence it or...
Yeah.
Why?
Because I do that every day.
Okay.
Well, as a teacher, I teach kids biblical, godly character traits throughout my curriculum and implement that throughout the day.
Okay, so leading by example.
Yeah.
No, like it's actually part of my curriculum.
Really?
Yeah, we go through about 15, or more. It could be more. Stories in the Old Testament, starting with Adam and Eve. And our last one that we're doing is Daniel and the Lion's Den, which is what we currently finished our first week of this week. And throughout those weeks of learning throughout, like with each of the lessons or each of the stories, they connect a character trait that is a godly character trait that is shown from the character in the story. Like perseverance was the one we did yesterday.
That's pretty sweet.
So we've talked about faith, perseverance, devotion, dignity. We've talked about lots of character traits. So yeah, it's part of my curriculum, which I love our Bible curriculum because of that. Because to me, it shows the kids that I teach that the Bible can be an influence and relevant in their lives today. And no matter how old you are. Yeah.
Now I know I've been feeling like she's been ahead of us this whole season.
Well, it's honestly, it's crazy to me because like I got questioned, what was it? I read it to you about enhancing my...
Oh, how do you enhance your spiritual life or
yeah,
something like
and
that?
Honestly, I feel like if you are in a teaching, especially in a Christian school, or like if you're in a position at a church, you should constantly be studying and reading up on the Bible and learning different character traits from those characters and enhancing not just your life, but those around you. But like if you're with kids, especially whether it's a church or, you're at a school, teaching those how else are they going to learn?
Yeah.
And what better role models, what better book to teach them from, than the Bible. I teach more about character traits in my Bible lessons than I do from anything else.
That's insane.
So, yes. Because if not, then I don't know what I've been doing for 2 years, so...
You have been shaping and molding minds and spirits. Look at that. Raver Mom is hardcore. Alright, so the fun question. I guess it's fun. Maybe. I don't know. Who do you think is the most influential person in the anime/manga industry, past or present?
I don't remember the guy's name, but I think it was the guy that did Dragon Ball.
Akira Toriyama.
Yeah. Just because of the fact that I've read different articles of interviews and how people were influenced by not just his creations, but himself when they met him, and just how he was as a person and how he lived his life. And if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have a lot. I mean, even now, there's things being created that were influenced by him.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. I'm right there with you. That was my answer. So, no, I think that reading articles about him, he talked about a lot of creators that he was influenced by, both domestic to him and foreign to him. A lot of the people that he was influenced by were influenced by American animation.
Yep.
And you can see some areas where that kind of folds in, especially whenever it comes to his more round characters and not his very chiseled ones.
Yeah.
How it kind of reads more Disney. And that's because of the fact that one of the artists that he was influenced by was Disney.
Yeah.
But I think what makes him so influential is knowing that he was influenced by all of these different artists and creators, and he took bits and pieces of all of them and he put it to work in his own work. And he became that blanket role model for the generations after him, because he took everything that he was taught before all of them were probably even on this earth, and he's like, okay, I want to continue carrying this forward. I want the next generation to see this and be able to continue using it. And I think that also like lends to him being as influential as he is.
Yeah.
Now, I have down for questions in a cup. And I don't think we have any questions for the cup.
I can give you questions, and you guys can answer them.
Okay.
Okay.
So this will be the Raver Mom question showdown. Let's see what she wants to know.
So, if Santa was a pirate,
Oh, have mercy.
the presents that he gives, would they be considered stolen?
If he was a pirate, I would see him as like a Robin Hood character, so yeah.
I mean, does he still have the workshop?
No.
It's a chop shop.
He's a pirate. He's got a ship. I mean, if you want to make his ship a workshop, I guess. Like,
It's where he makes the candy. He steals everything else.
oh my goodness.
That was my answer.
Oh, okay. All right. So, when you're baking cookies, would you consider that the cookies are loading?
The cookies are loading?
Loading. You know, like whenever you download something,
Yeah.
So would you consider that the cookies are loading or are they already there?
No, they're already there.
But I will accept the cookies. All
you
of them.
You accept them no matter what.
I mean, the cookie dough is already a cookie.
But it's not a cookie. It's
But
cookie dough.
It's raw. It's exactly. It's still cookie. It still has cookie in it.
Yes, but whenever you think about cookies on a digital end, they're all just random bits of data until they're assembled.
Yeah.
So cookie dough would be the random bits of data, and the cookie itself, after it's cooked, would be the cookie. And we'd still accept them all.
Yes, I know you would. Okay. If plants need rain and sun to grow, and rainbows are made of light and water, are rainbows plant food?
No.
But they're made of light and water, which is what plants need to grow.
Yes, but they're refracted through the water particles, giving different spectrums of light. So half the rainbow would be damaging, and the other half would be, I guess, plant food. So I would call it a slap in the face, like, here's your cake, eat it too, but I'm going to take it out of your mouth as soon as you're done chewing it.
Yeah, I call it plant food.
K2's against you. I'm with K2. I think I'd say plant food too.
Okay, well.
But
yeah.
I was just, I was kind of curious.
Okay.
All right. What's faster, fire or dust? Or light?
Light.
Which way's the wind blowing?
Right now in Florida, fire's faster.
That is, well, Florida and Georgia. Praying for everyone in those paths. Yeah. So fire?
Light.
Light.
Light?
Yeah, I'd say
Okay.
light.
Okay. Did ants invent the world's first social network?
I will say yes, but I think they also invented the world's first Karen.
Why would you say that?
Because the worker ants cannot fraternize with the soldier ants or else they'll get beat up. And it's literally a hierarchy. You got your own status, you stay in that realm, you stay at your level, you do not climb up, you don't fraternize with the people up there, or else they will just get annoyed and bully you for existing.
You could have just said yes. Oh my goodness. A taco is not a sandwich, by the way.
No, a hot dog's a taco.
Yeah.
Or a hot dog's not a taco.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it
No,
is.
it's not.
Yes.
No, it's not.
It's two against one.
It's a Caucasian taco.
So, if there is a word for every number, is there an infinite amount of numbers? I mean, infinite amount of words. I'll get it out in a minute.
I'm going to say no.
Do I need to say it again? If there is a word for every number, is there an infinite number of words? There we go. I did it.
No.
No.
Why not?
People would like to make you think so because they keep making words up, which
Yeah.
I guess that's where words came from, but
Clock it.
But usually I forget I know there's a word for it.
Don't be so cringe.
exactly. See, it's words like that.
It's okay. You can slay later.
Okay, come on, K2. Put that Riz on the mic.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't think that there would be infinite words because we would just shorthand it to something else.
Yeah, like
It would, yeah.
lol. Or we'll reuse words like Ohio. I mean, so no, there's not an infinite amount of words. Nobody's got that kind of imagination.
I wasn't saying there was, because if you think about it, when you count 1, 2, 3, 4, right?
Yeah.
Right.
You got 11, which those are the teens. Then the
Yeah.
teens.
Yeah.
Then you go 21,
Yeah.
22.
Right.
Right? The only thing that's changed is the 20 part. Eventually,
There's not enough conjunctions to keep going.
no, there's not, because when you get into the bigger, it's 100, 1 million, trillion, billion. Like, yeah, so. Anyways, I thought that one was interesting. Okay. You ready for my next one?
Yes, what's your next question?
If you could choose your name, what would it be? And why?
Name?
Your name.
Wow.
What was the question?
If you could choose your name, what would it be and why?
I don't think I've ever really thought about changing my name.
I'm horrible with name making, so I wouldn't even bother trying.
You just stick it with K2.
Yeah.
He wants to be popular with the ladies, so his name is Zoltan. I'll tell you your future.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't given any thought to that either.
You're boring.
I guess once upon a time, I wanted my name to be Doug.
Well, that's a given.
So, I mean...
Sure that you don't want it to be All Might?
I don't even remember what his actual name was.
Or Zolo?
His name, Toshinori.
Okay. Yeah, no, not that.
Oh, I know. I got it. K2, you ready for this? Zenetsu.
No.
If you had a pet parrot, what would you teach it to say?
What would I teach the parrot to say? I think I would stick it next to the front door and train it that every time somebody knocks on the door, that he starts quoting Rat Bait from Home Alone.
Rat bait?
Yeah, you know, I'll give you to the town of 10 to get your ugly lying no-good coaster off my property till
That
I
would be
pump you
kinda
full
cool.
of lead. 1, 2. Yeah, I'd do that. Solicitors around here are getting annoying.
You know, I agree. I agree on that one. I have one. Hold on.
I mean, can you think? Just imagine it. Get on your knees and tell me you love me. That would be funny. And make sound effects too. Train it to use a microphone so the gun parts get really loud.
Listen, I saw a video the other day. There was a little cockatiel coming into the room, and it was a ton of different big dogs, and it banged like somebody was knocking on the door, and it scared the living daylights out of the poor dogs. I felt so bad. But after it did the bang sound, it started laughing. And popping up and down. I was like, oh my goodness.
It's a demented parakeet.
Yeah. No, I was thinking of the that quote from The Princess Bride. Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father.
Now prepare to die. That'd be hilarious.
Oh, that would be funny. I don't know if it was real or not, but there were videos for a while that was coming on my Facebook reel feed thing.
Yep.
And it was these cops, and they were like pretending to arrest this parrot or cockatiel or whatever. It was the funniest thing. And it was like cracking on them constantly, calling them jokes, telling them to go get donuts and stuff.
Is that the one where the bird's like, I smell bacon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. It was awesome. I don't know if it was real or not, but it was awesome. Either way, it was awesome.
Wow.
When you receive the response okay, and it's just the letters okay, like O and the K, how do you take that?
This dude wants to end the conversation. I'm just going to ignore you from that point.
I just put K.
You don't think that's...
No.
No?
You haven't had the joy of texting with K2. Okay.
I text you.
I could read you the conversations that we have. They consist of 3 bubbles each time. Hey, bro, how you doing?
Good.
You feeling all right? Yeah, man. Thanks. No problem, bud. If you need anything, let me know. Next day. Okay.
Listen, that sounds like my brother. My brother is the same way, legit. How's everything going? I love you. I miss you. Love you. Miss you too.
Okay.
Like, how's everything going? Good. Are you alive? Like, somebody like typing this for you? You know, what are you doing? How's work? No, I'm good. Literally, like,
I'm being held against my will.
I told him one time, I was like, you are a man of few words. Like, what do I got to do to get info out of you? But yeah, he's the same way.
I got a question.
I'm going to throw something at him. Go ahead, K2.
Who do you think has a better chance of taking over the world? Pinky and the Brain or Dexter and Dee Dee?
Pinky in the Brain.
Yes, because they've come way closer than Dexter and Dee Dee.
Absolutely.
Because Dexter would make the plan, Dee Dee would destroy it.
Yeah.
And then Mandark would show up, and he would try to up the plan, and then Dee Dee would destroy it. They would get nowhere fast.
Absolutely.
Now with Pinky and the Brain, they've gotten insanely close.
Mm-hmm.
But what's insane is the closer they got, it was because the genius of Brain and the stupidity of Pinky came together
and made
created something amazing.
Yeah, it made sense. Absolutely.
I mean, honestly, the one that Pinky suggested, in that whole spiel at the end, and you know what we're gonna do tomorrow, Pinky? Is try to make pencils that taste like bacon and bacon that tastes like pencils. If they would have done that.
My kids would love that.
Dude, they would take over the world so fast.
My students would love that. The amount of pencils I have seen with bite marks on them, it's the most disgusting thing I've ever... Oh, touch that.
It almost makes me want to boil pencils in bacon fat and then just wipe them down real quick and give them to you to put in your classroom to see what happens.
I don't know. I have some girls that would probably smell it and be like, ew. They're so cute. I love it.
Like, you guys must be kosher.
No, they're not. All right, I got a food question and then I'm done.
Oh, no.
You ready? K2, you ready?
All right.
Okay. Is soup something you eat or drink? What is that face, Rev?
Now, what type of soup are we talking about? Stews, chowders?
Nope.
What?
Nope. You don't get that info.
Is it broth-based, cream-based? What?
He really wants to sleep on that couch.
Is soup eaten or drunk? Drunk. Yeah, that one.
Do you eat or drink soup?
If it's broth based, you drink it.
See, because here's the deal.
No,
okay?
it's a one or the other. There is no in between.
There is an in between because the broth is technically the soup, and what's in it is not. So yes, I would say that soup is a drink, but the junk that's in the soup is not. And that's the reason why we drink the broth after we're done with what's in it.
So what is ramen?
Soup. Oh no, ramen's a noodle, and then it's in soup. It's in broth. Watch your Naruto. Yeah. Chow down.
I'm not watching Naruto.
More, please.
All that is a Japanese Oliver. Can I have some more?
Yeah, but at least Naruto works for his, or he's really good at mooching off of people.
Doesn't make me want to watch it anymore.
Hey, Haruka Sensei, you're buying me round 2.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, no, what? So, I have not seen it yet, but they have finally released a partial trailer for Solo Leveling Season 3.
It's a movie, isn't it?
It's a season.
Oh, okay.
It is labeled Season 3.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Yes.
They were going to do a season, then they were going to do a movie,
yes.
Then they were going to do a season, then they were going to do a movie, and they've settled on the season, finally.
And that'd be the last one, right?
Yep. Season 3 is the final season.
Yes,
they said it should
now.
be released somewhere around October.
Okay.
Ooh, that's when the Apothecary Diaries.
Yeah, apparently October's popular then.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So...
And, what just came out? That time I got reincarnated as a slime. That just got a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah. I remember seeing that
announcement.
announcement.
That they just released something. I didn't know it was a movie.
Yeah, it's a movie and a new season.
Wow. I can't tell you how many animes are going live action. There's so many. I think Netflix alone within the next 5 years is doing like 10. It's ridiculous. I think they finally greenlighted a live action Naruto, which I'm not excited about at all. Well, October's going to be a good month. Mm-hmm. But before Season 3 comes out, we will be doing our review of Solo Leveling. So be on the lookout for that. But they did finally give a more definitive timeline to it. They actually released a little tidbit that you can watch and see a little bit of what the action's going to look like. So that's pretty cool. Anything else in anime news? Nope. Okay. All right, so we're all at peace.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, let us close in prayer. Father God, I thank you for bringing us together. I thank you for giving us all a different perspective on the different character traits that are given to the creations by their creators. I thank you for passing down your character traits to us, for sending Jesus to solidify them, for sending your word, for sending your spirit to keep them instilled in us so that we can go out and continue to teach these traits of love and compassion and grace. God, I pray that as we continue throughout our week, that we see your traits through your creation, that we continue to see those positive traits through the creations that are created by artists and animators. And I pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Thanks for hanging out with us on Rebs Otaku Talk. Make sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform, and don't forget to like and follow us on Facebook at Rebs Otaku Talkers and X at Rebs Otaku Talk. We'd love to hear from you, so drop a comment, leave a review, and share your favorite anime and God moments with the community. Also, check out Rebs Otaku Shop to grab some awesome merch, and don't miss out on a bag of Rebs Konkohi coffee. The link's in the description below. Until next time, keep your anime collection strong and your faith stronger. See you later, guys.
Take care, all.
Trivia time, let's spin that cup. Kid Koopa's crown, can he keep it up? Listener mail and fan debates. We love the art the Lord creates. From Studio Ghibli to Naruto, God speaks in ways you didn't know. Stories rise like rising sun. We break them down one by one. Chew, this ain't just hype, it's revelation. Anime with holy inspiration. Otaku life with transformation. Faith and fandom, no limitation. It's Rebs! Otaku Talk! From J-Jo's post to Spirit Lead, we laugh, reflect, and plant that seed. It's Rebs! Otaku Talk! So hit that play, don't walk away. Let's geek and grow in Jesus' way. O-T-A-K-U, talking truth in all we do. Rebs crew, rolling through. Faith meets fandom just for you.
Otaku.